And diving is something that I took up with the family. So my wife and my stepson, who's nearly 18 years old, they've been diving for many years, 100+ dives. And you're talking about a kid who was 7 years old, was standing at the edge of a pool, where in Australia they have vacation swim. You learn how to swim. And so I'm standing at the edge of the pool, and it was the deep, deep pool, and I was so scared of water. I had the teacher from hell, the teacher that said there's only one way to learn, okay? And I learnt how to dog paddle. I'm proficient in that. So the thought of diving was very, very scary. You know, something very new. But then I discovered something. I discovered that there's very, very cool stuff underneath the water, deep, deep, deep down. And so when you sit on the surface, you only see so much. You know, and all of you right now, you probably, you're judging the animal, I'm assuming. You're saying, wow, I like his jacket, but what happened to his hair? You might be making judgments in those moments. I can tell you what happened to it, but some of you may know and appreciate, but it doesn't look like it. So what happened is I learnt this skill of diving, and I learnt that the deeper you go, the cool stuff is there. The surface level, if we play the game on the surface, you really don't get the depth of understanding what it is about the experience. And as you all will go deeper today in what you do. And so what's really cool is I learnt this thing, and one of the things that you have to do is that you don't communicate underwater with your mouth. If you do, it's a very interesting experience, and you'll probably struggle with it, am I right? So at 30 meters underwater, you need to be able to communicate with people. And so Dominic here shared a wonderful story. Do you mind if I share it, Dom? Thank you very much. So when you learn to communicate underwater, you must use hand signals. This means okay. This one means down, this one means up, and this one means something else. You've probably heard it before. And so what happens is underwater, you get to the bottom, you come down to about 30 meters where all the cool stuff is, deep down where you'll all go. And when you're deep down, you see the amazing stuff, but the first thing is you check in with your buddy. Your buddy, as you'll discover with buddies today, is you need to check in with them constantly, just to make sure you're okay. And so you give him one of these. Now, Dominic is a proficient diver with how many dives, my friend? Two dives he has, so he's proficient. And so Dominic shared the story of when he went diving. And Dominic was at the surface. He took a little while to go down and clear the mask, and there's all sorts of things that you have these problems with when you're diving. And so finally he's got to go down, down, down where all the cool stuff is, okay? And he's with his kids. And kids, as we know, they pick things up like that. My 17-year-old stepson, he's a proficient diver to the point, 100+ dives. He says, so every time I do something stupid, he's the first person to let me know, because he just knows, they just pick up on things really quickly. So he's with his children, and they go down and they get to the bottom. We're about to go on this amazing dive. And they look over at Dom, and they do their buddy check, and they said, is everything okay? And he said, yes. And they went, huh? Sure? And he said, sure. So guess what happened? They all went to the surface. And they get to the top, and they take off their masks, and they go, what's wrong? And Dom goes, nothing, it's amazing down there. He said, why did you want to come up? He said, I didn't. I said everything's okay. They said, you idiot. Communication is this is up, this is down, this is okay, but now we're going to communicate a different way. Because we just missed out on the experience because we didn't communicate well. So I love that story, because communication we think is just words, right? And it's about 6%. 6% is your words. It's about how you feel. Now, the one thing I recognise is that me standing up here, without you even knowing, internally, you're all making a judgment. We are. We're always, as human beings innately, making a judgment of the person in front of us. Be that a superior, be that an interaction you have at Hawker Centre, be that whatever it is, in every moment of every day, in every second, the first thing we're doing is making a judgment. Wow, is this someone I'll talk to? Wow, I don't know if I like this guy. You just make those judgments. But you make those judgments without even knowing, and there's nothing wrong with it.